to another live video. We talk about different topics of real estate here. And today we're going to be talking about the ITIN number loan. I know that sometimes some people, they cannot qualify for a loan because they don't have the social security number, but there is still options for you. Right now, there is a program that you require 20% down, but I find out about a program that you need just 3.5%, and that's a very good news. I'm Lucy Ferrer from Platinum Realty, and we are inviting Jeff, from your favorite mortgage guy, that he's going to be talking about this new ITIN program. Bienvenidos a todos. Soy Lucy Ferrer de Platinum Realty. Vamos a hablar sobre el programa de los préstamos de ITIN Number hoy. Y el invitado, él solo habla inglés, pero él va a estar disponible para responderle sus preguntas. Si tienen alguna pregunta en español, yo puedo preguntársela y respondérsela en español. Entonces, aquí les voy a presentar a Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hello there. I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Here we are, your favorite mortgage guy.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from and how did you start in this mortgage business?
Wow. Well, let's see. I'm either an old dinosaur, old fart, or a veteran because I've been doing this since 1993.
Wow.
Yes.
Long time.
I'm old. But I love it. I love every minute of it. I really feel blessed that I can help people get into a home. My passion is helping brown and black people learn about ways to get into a home, because often we grow up in neighborhoods where people are always in our ear telling us what we can't do. But I want to be able to show people what they can do.
Oh, that's awesome. And now you're going to help a lot of Latino people with this new program. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely. So they can get out there and buy a home when they thought that they couldn't. And it's all about education. And that's what I'm going to help do today. And originally I'm from Chicago. So I'm integrated with a lot of Latin people back there. And that's just something I really want to do to help. So here we are.
Yeah, we need to bring the people from Chicago here. We have this program here now. Let's go, Latino from Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, explain a little bit about this new ITIN loan program, because it has been very challenging sometimes to find buyers that they can have the 20% down that is required in most of the places. You talked to me about this new program, and I got so excited because I see that now more people are going to have more opportunity to get into a home when they just have the ITIN number. Tell me, what is the difference between those programs that were before and now, and what are those requirements that have this new program?
So I'll start off by saying this product is not for everybody. And I'll explain why. The regular ITIN products we used to have, and we still have them, you put 20% down, and the reason that they would do that is because it was more, they felt, of risky for someone who didn't have a social security number, that they could just walk away and foreclose on a home because they weren't putting enough monies into it. So that's why they would require more monies out of their pocket, because it's harder to walk away from something when you invest so much money into it.
Of course.
So in this program, it's a little different. And the reason it's different is this. If you don't qualify for the normal, you don't have the monies down, here is another option. But the one caveat behind this program is that, like, you will write a contract with their names on it, but it won't be in their name when it's recording. It'll be in a HUD government agency's name. However, we will have them sign a contract for deed and get it recorded so they have just as much of rights as a person who has it in their name. So they'll have rights. They'll be able to refinance it if they choose to. They'll be able to sell it when they want to. So they have all the equitable rights, but they won't close it in their name. It'll be in the name of a government HUD approved agency. That's the main difference. But the beautiful things about this is, one, they'll be able to put only 3.5% down. Two, they can be on a job a few months and we still use that income. So like I have quite a few clients who are Latin clients and they work 2 jobs. And sometimes one will have a job normal time, 2 years, but some have just started a job in February or March. Most lenders can't count that because you got to have 2 years. We can count that. If they've worked at a job for 2 months, we're good. So we can count both jobs. So that's a beautiful thing. Other beautiful thing about it, this is amortized over a 40-year period. So you can qualify for more than you would normally qualify for. And it's not the same as just your regular 30 years. So the payments will be a little bit better for you as well, too. But if you want to pay that off sooner, you get a lump sum of money, you can do that. However, it's just 40 years. So therefore, that's a good thing. And that helps with the payment. The next thing that's a plus, or if you need me to stop so you can translate or do that.
Oh, no. I guess I just gonna, in case they have question and they need anything in, but I just want to make sure I understand too, so that way when people call me or they need any information, I can tell them in Spanish too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So the next thing that's a good thing is sometimes there's going to be collections listed on the file. If there's a lot of collections on there, we don't require them to pay it off. What we'll do is take the balance, divide it by 240 months, and just use that as a debt against them. So that helps too, that they don't have, and if they have judgments, they don't have to pay those off.
Oh, really?
Another beautiful thing about it. Yes. And if they have student loans, because there will be clients that some clients will have some loans, they have student loans and it's deferred, we don't count that. And like regular loans, you have to count a certain percentage of that on there. So those are the great pluses about it. And it's beautiful. And then the major thing that we require on these loans is to be able to verify rental history. If you can't if they're not renting, you can't do the loan. You got to be able to provide housing proof somehow. So that is like the major thing.
I know there is, like I was talking before with you, there is a lot of people that they just pay the rent with cash. And that's, I remember you told me some options in case that is paid in cash. Well, what is that options?
So what we hope is if they're paying a management company, then we can get a letter from them or we can do a verification of rent from them. And they will require maybe 3 bank statements to show money's coming out paying them. If they do Venmo or Cash App or something like that, because people are starting to do that, we can take that. If they pay a personal landlord, then we can ask them for their books if they have copies of that. We can get receipts, and then we're hoping that we can look at their bank statements to see money's coming out at some point in time. I'm
Mm-hmm.
even doing things with the credit bureau to get a rental history where my credit bureau will call the landlord and call the buyer and do a three-way call to verify that they've made their payments on time as well. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
trying to find ways to help facilitate finding that they've been making rent payments on time.
Okay. Okay. Let me see in the list that when you were talking, so I see here when you send me the ITIN law requirements, it says
Mm-hmm.
something about 1% of purchase price in liquid reserve. So
Yes,
they need, besides the 3.5%, they need to have 1% on reserve.
whatever the payment is. Yeah, and they don't have to spend that. They just have to show they have it in their account. So
Okay.
it's nothing that they have to spend. And the other beautiful thing about this product is if a person has money, mattress money, money laying around the house, we don't
Mm-hmm.
season it and we don't source it. So you don't need gifts, you don't need any of that. You just get the money and you put it in the account. The money just has to be there before we close.
Oh, wow. So it's not like, most of the loans you have to have it for 2 months.
Nope.
No, you can just
You can
have the
put,
cash, put it inside there, and then
you got
you have it.
40,000 laying over here under the mattress. You grab it, you deposit it. We don't ask you where it comes from. We don't ask it to be there for a while. It's just there. We look at it. We make sure we have a statement that shows you have the balance, and we're good.
Okay.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see other. You say something about that they have to do a first time home buyer class from eHome
Yeah.
America.
Yep. We'll send a link for them to go and do that. And all it is just answering some questions. If they can't read it and they need someone either in their family or you or my processor who speaks Spanish, whatever, we can help walk it through it. It's just a little format that makes sure that they understand what
Okay.
buying the home is.
So it's just in English. They don't have it available in
I
Spanish.
don't know that. That I don't know, but I will check on that. So I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't look.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I see here you say something that the is the highest balance 647,000, but that require a 5% down payment.
Yeah. So if they when and I think you asked the question minimum loan amount and maximum loan amount.
Uh-huh. What is
So
the minimum?
the minimum loan amount is 125,000 and it's loan, not
125.
125,000 sales price. It's loan amount.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the maximum is whatever the FHA max is for that area. So the amount that you gave
Mm.
is the max. And if they go higher than that, then they have to put more down. And
So
then,
is that loan related with FHA that you say that it
so
have to be in the
there we
name of
go.
the heart?
Okay, so they won't have an FHA loan, but the loan that's on file, that's in the government entity's name, it will be an FHA loan. They will just sign a form and they will have equity rights. But yes, we will do an FHA appraisal and all of that. So that is correct.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be an FHA appraisal. That's very important to know.
Yes, because one of the things that we require is every one of these loans have a home inspection done. So what we want to do is get a good home inspector who isn't just writing every little thing details on there, because
Mhm.
some people do that just to justify getting their money. We want
Mhm.
somebody who's good, who's going to go in there and be pretty similar to what the FHA appraisal would
Okay, okay. And here is two that said about the self. self-employed,
Yes,
so
good.
the same down payment is for a self-employed that for a
Yeah, but here's the difference.
W-2.
That's a good question, and I'm glad you
Mm-hmm.
brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
For someone who works hourly or W-2,
Mm-hmm.
the minimum credit score is 580. If you're self-employed, it's
Mm-hmm.
620.
Is how what 620?
Yes.
Okay, 620 for self-employed.
Mm-hmm. 580 for hourly or salary W-2 employees.
For W-2. So 1099, 620,
Yes.
W-2,
Self-employed.
580.
Yeah. And the requirements are different for a self-employed. We the other good thing about this is, self-employed people write off everything on their taxes. So when we look at the
Mm-hmm.
taxes, it might show that they don't make is what they're really making. So we'll ask for the tax return, but that's not where we calculate. What we're going to ask for is whoever is their tax preparer to give us a profit and loss statement from last year and
Mm-hmm.
a year to date. And we'll tell them, please don't write off all the stuff you write off on the taxes. Just show us what they basically kind of make, because we know people write off a bunch of stuff so they don't have to pay a lot of taxes. But we
Mm-hmm.
want the tax preparer to prepare it as if to show us what they actually make. So don't write off all that stuff on the profit and loss statement for the year to date. And we'll
Oh,
use
okay.
that more for income, and we won't use the tax return.
Oh, really? So, but you're gonna still ask for a tax return
I'm going to
for
ask
like
for one, but
just the year before.
yeah, and but we want that profit and loss statement for year to date. So like today we're October 20th, so we'll want one from January to the end of September.
Okay. Okay.
And that'll help the buyer a lot because they'll show a lot more income
More
on the profit
income.
and loss statement.
Okay, that's great. Here it says too that the second home requires 10% down. What is considered to be a second home?
So it has to make sense. So it can't
Mhm.
be next block. It has to be at least, I believe they're going to look at 100 miles away
Uh-huh.
or something like that. It has to make sense. So a second home is just something that you want to go to and get away from where you're currently living. So if you don't want to be bothered by relatives and neighbors, you just want to go, just like if you live there in Wichita and you want to go chill out in Branson. Nothing, you buy a home there, that's second home. Makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or in KC, makes sense. It
Hmm.
does not make sense if you get one in 5 blocks away.
Oh, of course, of course.
you
Like for
know,
example, if you're a truck driver and you deliver a lot in a specific place and you want to buy a house there,
yes, that can be your second
that is
home. You might want to stay there and chill out there for a couple, 3-4 days because that's where your work takes you, or you just
Mhm.
want to go there because it's warmer someplace. So that's a second home.
Okay.
Either
Okay.
get away from relatives or warmer, or some places cooler. Some people like cold. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you were coming just from Colorado. How was everything there?
Oh my God.
Cold.
I love it there. That will be my home next year. I'm thinking I'm going to
Yeah,
move.
that would be your second home.
No, my second home was going to be in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, yeah, you like there in
Yes,
Mexico.
yes, I do.
Wow.
Love
Um,
it.
about the ratios for the loan, what are they?
The ratios, I think they're doing 43 back end,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it's 38 front end. Let me look now. So, because I missed that. I think I sent it to you. What do I have there?
Yeah, you have 42% slash 55. I don't know what is the
Oh,
difference.
okay. So
Is that from self-employed and from?
no, so there are two different. So yeah, we can go all the way up to 55 debt ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
front end ratio, meaning the housing ratio, is 42. But that's for people who are hourly or W-2 people. Self-employed, it's 38 front end, which is the payment, and the
Mm-hmm.
back end is 55. That's the debts. That's your
Mm-hmm.
debt plus your payment is the back end ratio. The front end ratio, it means your payment is whatever that percentage is of your gross income.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the payment is 1,500, so that has to be at least 42% of your income if you're W-2 and 38 if you're self-employed.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll work the numbers out with the client so they'll know where they stand. Because how we do these loans are a little different than most people
Mm-hmm.
do other loans. We will take all the documents, send it in, and get the underwriter to look at the file, and they will say, here's what this person is approved for. They need to keep their payments at this and not above that. And so that'll tell you how much property they can get.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
way you take them out and you know, oh, they need their payment of this. So that means they have to get a property of $200,000 or less. So that lets you know what they should be looking for.
Okay. That's good. Here it says to maximum payment shock of 200%. I wasn't sure what you were meaning about that.
So let's say they pay $1,000 rent. What they're saying is it can't be more than twice that amount, 200%, which is $2,000 for payment. However, they will make exceptions on that depending on the file. So we can get exceptions on that. But you don't want somebody to go crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
I pay $500 now. I want to pay $3,000. You don't want them to do that unless they're making so much more money now and they want a bigger home. They got more kids and they want a bigger family. Then we can make exceptions.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's talk about what are the required documents. We talk a little bit about a few things, but
So for a self-employed person, I pretty much told you that we're going to look at profit and loss statement for last year and this year to date. We're going to ask for 2 months bank statements. And we're going to ask for the ITIN paperwork. It's usually front and back. And then we'll ask for an unexpired photo.
Yeah, you answered that my question right there.
Yes, and we know some people have maybe the matricula, maybe some of those things are expired. If it's a driver's license or ID, just go get them renewed so it's not expired. It doesn't have to be the actual matricula or whatever. It's just a photo ID that's not expired.
Okay.
For a W-2 person, they're going to ask for the W-2s for the last 2 years. They're still going to ask for the bank statements. They're going to ask for the I-10 paperwork. They're going to ask for pay stubs. And yes, we know that the pay stubs and the W-2s are not always going to have the I-10 information on there.
Okay, great.
We don't care. We don't care.
Okay, good. Because that was of the main issues with some of those programs that they say, oh no, we can give you a loan. But then when they verify the W-2 and they verify the taxes and they see, oh no, but they are two different numbers and they didn't want to. So I said, well, think how you're going to help these people if that's the only way they can do it.
Yes, that is true. We don't care about that. We just need to the pay stubs and the W-2s just to verify income. We don't care what the number is on there. And we know it's not always an ITIN number, and we know it's not a verifiable social number. We don't care. We're only using those to verify the income. That's it. So it doesn't matter what number's on there.
Okay.
So we'll ask for the W-2s, the pay stubs, the bank statements, the ITIN paperwork, and again, the unexpired ID for hourly or W-2 person.
Okay, and what about somebody that just is gonna change jobs?
Doesn't matter. So if they haven't changed and they're going to start at some point, we need a letter stating when they're starting, what the income is, and before we close, we have to have the first pay stub.
Okay.
Just to prove that they're at that job, and making that money. But if we don't use that income, then it doesn't matter. But if you're wanting to use that income because you're wanting to increase how much they qualify for, then we have to get that first pay stub.
Okay. Well, I guess you went through everything that I want to know. Now we're going to go through the questions. First question. It is a contract for deed program. So because you said that it's going to be in the name of other of the hot company, or so yes. They feel like it's going to be a contract for deed.
So they will have that recorded so that they have the equitable rights to the property. So meaning after 2 years, if they want to sell it, they can sell it. They'll still get all the proceeds. If they want to refinance it, they can do that. They can do anything that anybody else does, but they just won't close it in their name. So yes, there will be a contract for deed.
Okay. Let me get.
And sometimes people ask, well, if my name isn't on there, can they kick me out? No, they can't kick you out unless you just don't make the payment. It's going to be foreclosed just like any other loan.
Yeah. Okay. Here is the other one. This one is in Spanish. Say what is
the interest rate?
Yeah, you're getting some Spanish there. The more you work this program, the more Spanish you're gonna start speaking.
I'm gonna hang around you every day now. So the interest rates are going to be based on credit scores. So I actually pulled it up today. And if it's 580 to 620, it's probably going to be in the nines. If it's 620 to a certain amount, it'll be at the beginning of nines. And if it's up in the sevens, it'll be in the high eights.
Okay.
And regular rates are in the sevens. So it's not that much off now. And these will come back when the regular rates come back. These will come down some too. But like the regular rates and the interest rates to these are not that terribly far apart.
I know. But what I say to the buyers, if you are renting, you're paying 100% interest rate.
Correct.
So if you're going to be able to get in your home with 9%, you're still a lot better than keep renting. So
that's correct.
Okay, let's go to next question. It said, do you force buyers to use a specific inspector?
No. They can choose whomever they want, or you can choose it for them if you know somebody better. We don't care. We just don't want somebody to go out there and just tear the place apart and just write everything. What I usually do with realtors is I try to tell them, let's get the home inspection up front so we know what we're dealing with. I mean, you as the expert, Lucy, you'll go through the house, and what you can eyeball, you'll be able to tell if it's just a house that's crappy, or if there's some question marks. Plus, you'll have a seller's disclosure, and then you guys can go and get the inspector and you can use whomever you want.
Well, what it says in those pre-approval letter, when you get a pre-approval letter, it says it's like a FHA loan, or
Yeah, well, we won't give you that until we get the home inspection. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll give you that up front. That's true.
Oh, that's what I was gonna
That's
say.
true.
How
That's
we're
true.
gonna make an
So I
offer?
screwed that up. Yes. So we'll give you that up front, and then that means that it's completely done. The only thing that can screw it up is the appraisal not appraising and the property having issues. So yes, it will
Well,
be. It won't say an FHA approval. No.
okay, but we
But
know that
the appraisal will be FHA.
well, appraisal will be FHA. So we have to make sure that when we show a house to the buyer, that the seller is willing to do an FHA too, even that if it's no FHA, because if we know that they just want conventional and then we do this program, we know that it's going to be hard to negotiate later if anything come up with the loan.
Correct.
So it's
We have
important
to
to
tell
see
them
the
that
house.
it's an FHA appraisal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's important to
Yes.
know. And what they do with that inspection, because it's going to be hard that the inspection is going to be perfect. It's always going to be
Yeah, but
some
you'll see it
things,
up
but
front, so you could share it with me, and so we can look at and see what things that they're asking to get done.
that we should ask to the seller to repair.
Well, yeah, some of them won't do it, but hopefully it's not something that is awful on there. But yeah, because if there's stuff that is mentioned that's troublesome, the loan will require the seller to repair.
Okay, let's go to next question. Oh, they are saying, do you have a rate sheet? I guess it's that change every day.
Yeah, there was one that comes out every day.
I guess it's
sometimes it doesn't change and sometimes it does. I mean, the rates don't fluctuate that much on this product.
Okay. I guess it's once that somebody want to have a good faith of estimate, they have a home, they are interested, will you be able to do some numbers?
Absolutely.
Okay, next question. So I have to wait 2 years to refinance, probably because you just say that they can sell it in 2 years. So they cannot do anything in 2 years, or it was just you saying, okay?
They can't sell it for 2 years.
Oh, they can't.
There is a prepayment penalty that's 3 years. You can buy it out and refinance it because it's only 2%. So let's say the house is a $200,000 home. The prepayment penalty is 2%. 2 times the 200,000 is $4,000. If you got that kind of equity in your property, you can just buy that out. So you can do it, but you can't sell it for 2 years. That is a must. But the prepayment penalty you can buy out.
Okay, so you can refinance it before 2 years, but you cannot sell it before 2 years.
Correct.
Okay. That's important to know.
Very important.
And that's another one. They say, what name?
Look who that is. So what name can we put in the offer as the buyer? You put the buyer's name in there. Afterwards, we send you a form that assigns it to the HUD entity.
Oh, okay. So we do everything at the beginning with the buyer name.
Yes.
But before closing, there is a form that they have to sign, to assign.
Yep. So after we get it approved, everything's approved, and you then go. We send them the form pre-approval. You make the offer with the listing agent. It's in the name of the buyer. Then after we order the appraisal and that looks good, then we assign it to the HUD entity, and it'll be on a form that the buyer signs, the seller signs, and agrees to assign it over to the HUD entity, and they'll sign it. So I'll walk you through that as well too.
Okay, and the contract for the sign at the same time and signing at the time of closing?
It'll be signed probably right after the appraisal comes through and everything's good. Somewhere around that time is when we'll sign that. Okay. And then it'll get recorded. So right by the closing time. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I don't know if it's anything else you want to add. I think we don't have any more questions.
I'm surprised he's not asking anymore.
Oh, you know him?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think that's probably it that I can think of. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing you're going to have is when you approach the listing agent is making sure they understand that we're assigning this to a HUD entity, and nothing, once we get the initial approval, it's a done deal. The buyer is gold. Everything is approved. Nothing can go wrong on their end. The only thing that would stop the loan from closing is if the appraisal came in lower and the seller doesn't want to, negotiate, or if there's some repairs that come up and the seller's not willing to do anything. I mean, if the buyer wants to do it, I guess they can do it on their own, but it has to be done before closing.
Okay.
But the appraisal would be the only thing that would create these loans not to go through once we issue you an approval, because then it's gravy. The buyer is gravy.
Okay, Jeff, thank you so much for all the information. I learned a lot about this new program.
No problem. If you have any questions, feel free to call me.
Another thing. Could you do you have access to the comments? So that way
I don't see them. I don't know where I would even look.
Okay.
Sorry.
I guess if you can tell them your information.
Yes.
Your phone number slowly. Or can you write it down there where you have your favorite mortgage guy? Just write down there your phone number so people can.
I don't see a spot. Let me see comments. There's the comments there. Let's see if I can.
Yeah. So because that way I believe it gets saved in the comments of the video once that is uploaded.
It doesn't. I don't see where it says that I can see them now, but I can't do anything.
Oh, you can post comment.
Let's see here. Let's try this. See if everybody can see this. I see something here. Oops.
Well, I think you can do it a private chat, and then I can just have it in there.
Let's see if that comes through.
Yeah, I get it in the private chat.
Did you see it?
That way,
does it show?
Yeah, the other people don't see it, but I can just copy.
Okay.
Okay. See, did you see the comments? No?
There's 2 comments. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let me go down here. Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay. So
did you get the last part of my email?
Oh, are you send an email too? Okay. Yeah, I'll get that too. Can they apply online for that loan, or they have to call you to get?
No, they can apply online. So
okay, could you do your website?
Let's do that. Let's do it. Good idea. Okay, so
those technological people that they can do it that way.
Okay. Did you see it?
Okay. Yeah, let me copy. All right. I guess now we have
You put that back
your.
in private.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you noticed that. I was like, I don't see it, but that's okay. Now I got it. We
There
have
you
his email, his phone number, and his website. So um, I can help too, but I know that there are some here that they are agents, so they can call you and know more if they have any more questions too.
go.
And
Yes.
and thank you so much, Jeff. That
You're
was a
certainly
lot of
welcome.
good information.
Thank you for inviting me. And yes, please call and contact me for questions. And I'm so grateful that you allowed me to come in and explain.
Yeah, thank you. So goodbye.
Take care.
Take care too.
Bye bye.